AngularJS is an open-source web application framework, maintained by Google and community, that assists with creating single-page applications, one-page web applications that only require HTML, CSS, and JavaScript on the client side. Its goal is to augment web applications with Modella Viewer Controller capability, in an effort to make both development and testing easier. The library reads in HTML that contains additional custom tag attributes. It then obeys the directives in those custom attributes, and binds input or output parts of the page to a model represented by standard JavaScript variables. The values of those JavaScript variables can be manually set, or retrieved from static or dynamic JSON resources. Philosophy: AngularJS is built around the belief that declarative programming should be used for building user interfaces and wiring software components, while imperative programming is excellent for expressing business logic. The framework adapts and extends traditional HTML to better serve dynamic content through two-way data binding that allows for the automatic synchronization of models and views. As a result, AngularJS de-emphasizes DOM manipulation and improves testability. Design goals: decouple DOM manipulation from application logic. This improves the testability of the code. Regard application testing as equal in importance to application writing. Testing difficulty is dramatically affected by the way the code is structured. Decouple the client side of an application from the server side. This allows development work to progress in parallel, and allows for reuse of both sides. Guide developers through the entire journey of building an application, from designing the UI, through writing the business logic, to testing. Angular follows the MVC pattern of software engineering and encourages loose coupling between presentation, data, and logic components. Using dependency injection, Angular brings traditional server-side services, such as view-dependent controllers, to client-side web applications. Consequently, much of the burden on the back-end is reduced, leading to much lighter web applications. Bootstrapper: there are three phases of the AngularJS Bootstrapper that occur after the DOM completes loading: create a new injector, compile service. The compile service is like compiling in C or C++. It walks the DOM and locates all the directives such as ng-app. Link phase: the link phase attaches all the directives to scope. Notable directives: AngularJS directives allow the developer to specify custom and reusable HTML tags that moderate the behavior of certain elements. ng-app declares an element as a root element of the application, allowing behavior to be modified through custom HTML tags. ng-bind changes the text of an element to the value of an expression. Span: ng-bind equals name/span will display the value of a name unregistered trademark inside the span. Any changes to a name unregistered trademark are reflected instantly in the DOM anywhere the variable is used. ng-model, similar to ng-bind, but allows two-way data binding between the view and the scope. ng-class allows class attributes to be dynamically loaded. ng-controller specifies a JavaScript controller class that evaluates HTML expressions. ng-repeat instantiate an element once per item from a collection. ng-show and ng-hide conditionally show or hide an element, depending on the value of a Boolean expression. Show and hide is achieved by setting the CSS display style. ng-switch conditionally instantiate one template from a set of choices, depending on the value of a selection expression. ng-view, the base directive responsible for handling routes that resolve JSON before rendering templates driven by specified controllers. ng-if, basic if statement directive which allow to show the following element if the conditions are true. When the condition is false, the element is removed from the DOM. When true, a clone of the compiled element is reinserted. Two-way data binding: Angular's two-way data binding is its most notable feature and reduces the amount of code written by relieving the server backend from templating responsibilities. Instead, templates are rendered in plain HTML according to data contained in a scope defined in the model. The $scope service in Angular detects changes to the model section and modifies HTML expressions in the view via a controller. Likewise, any alterations to the view are reflected in the model. This circumvents the need to actively manipulate the DOM and encourages bootstrapping and rapid prototyping of web applications. AngularJS detects changes in models by comparing the values with stored earlier values in a process of dirty checking, unlike Ember.js and Backbone.js, which trigger listeners when the model values are changed. Chrome plugin. In July 2012, the Angular team built a plugin for the Google Chrome browser called Batarang that improves the debugging experience for web applications built with Angular. The extension aims to allow for easy detection of performance bottlenecks and offers a GUI for debugging applications. The extension is not compatible with recent releases of Angular. Legacy browser support. Versions 1.2 and later of AngularJS do not support Internet Explorer versions 6 or 7. Versions 1.3 and later of AngularJS drop support for Internet Explorer 8. Development history. AngularJS was originally developed in 2009 by Mia Cohevery and Adam Abrams at Brat Tech LLC as the software behind an online JSON storage service that would have been priced by the megabyte for easy-to-make applications for the enterprise. This venture was located at the web domain getangular.com, and had a few subscribers, before the two decided to abandon the business idea and release Angular as an open-source library. Abrams left the project, but Hevery, who works at Google, continues to develop and maintain the library with fellow Google employees Igor Minor and Wouter Jana. Releases 1.0x and 1.2x are the stable versions, whereas 1.1x contain breaking changes between minor releases. The codenames are superpower-related, composed of two hyphen-joined words, should sound a euro or fun/crazy/cooler euro, and are publicly submitted and voted by users. Comparisons to Backbone.js. Data binding. The most prominent feature that separates the two libraries is in the way models and views are synchronized. Whereas AngularJS supports two-way data binding, Backbone.js relies heavily on boilerplate code to harmonize its models and views. REST. Backbone.js communicates well with RESTful backends. A very simple use of REST APIs is also available with AngularJS using the $resource service. AngularJS also provide a $HTTP service which is more flexible, connecting to remote servers either through a browser's XML HTTP request object or via JSONP. Templating. AngularJS templating uses a combination of customizable HTML tags and expressions. Backbone.js ships with _JS's utility function template and also integrates with different templating engines such as Mustache. See also. Mean, references. Further reading. External links, official website, AngularJS modules repository, built with AngularJS, AngularJS at Google Groups, AngularJS at Google+, Batarang Chrome plugin, NGCONF 2014 videos and slides, AngularJS developer community, comparison of AngularJS application starters.